Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Victor Hale, and with me is my co-host, Sargara. We will be live streaming the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 64 for about a good 30 minutes to an hour. If you want to ask us questions, be sure to visit my YouTube account, which will be showing up right here. Epco2021 Poltorek. You'll find it instantly if you go on YouTube. So, without further ado, let us begin. Now, the first thing you're going to notice is the textures are completely different. That's because aside from the texture pack that I have with this game, I also embedded some textures into it to change the costumes for each of the tunics, and decided to give it a little spice. That shield was made by a friend of mine. His name is Skylar Babcock, and he decided to make the shield for my OC. I decided to import into Ocarina of Time. The fact that you see the blue handle right there is significant something from Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 64, the beta. And just for shits and giggles, I decided to change the select item boxes to medallions. Another thing is you'll notice there are a couple of textures from the Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, the beta, and medallion pictures. There are no spells as of right now. I decided to make it so that he would have only arrows. So pretty much the fire arrow with the dense fire. But these are already powered. This slingshot I changed to the bow because sooner or later I want to change the slingshot to the hero bow from Majora's Mask for Young Link. This sword, the Kokiri sword image right here is actually reminiscent of a time when the long sword was going to be made or whatever. But I decided to put it over the Kokiri sword because the Young Link looks drastically different, along with Link here. As you can see, his hairdo is completely different when close up. Added a little sword swipe too. Changed the color and formation of the specs, and even changed the attacks for each of the items. The Medicodon hammer was switched to the Iron Knuckle Axe, and that's pretty much it. However, the Begoron sword was changed to Fierce Deity Link's blade. Without further ado, let us begin. I will warn most of you I am using cheat codes to get through most of this place. And just so you just if you didn't want to see all of the fire temples, I'm going to be showing only a few areas that are changed, some of the textures, and as well as the boss rooms themselves. Another thing you'll notice is from the beta, I also changed the bow to make it reminiscent of that time period when they're in production with the disk drive. Changed the front flip animation, and the attacks, like I said before, the attacks are completely different. Manual hop and a manual jump. Even more so, replace rolls with jumps. Gameshark Codes. And those are just a few brief demonstrations. Without further ado, let's head to Volbogia. Translated the map select. So this is what it would look like. case you're wondering, along with the beta textures embedded is the ZN64's Twilight texture pack. It wasn't finished for some time because they didn't add all the textures for like Fierce Baby Link and Dark Link, but there's one available. Someone has like all the packs enabled. So, what do you say we destroy this? The HUD is completely different too. That's another Gameshark code. And easy as hell. The Goron sword makes everything easy. Just speeding things up right here, so you don't have to watch all that. As you can see, I changed the textures for Kakariko Village as well as many other places. A high-res texture pack. And the other thing you might notice is I changed the placement of all of the items. There shouldn't be any swords down here, as well as these arrows shouldn't have Japanese titles. This is emphasized as Wind Medal, Flame Medal, and Ice Medal. But how can that be? There's a fire, ice, and light arrows. Well, it's because of these, actually. At some point, they wanted to make it so that there would be 6 arrows and 6 arrows and 6 spells. But a medallion would have 2 functions available for it. When it wasn't combined with an arrow, it was a spell. When it was combined with an arrow, it would look like this. And just a brief demonstration, allow me to show what each one does. They all look like fire arrows without a trail. In other words, machine gun bullet time! The only difference is that each one of them looks, for each enemy that it's used on, there's always a different item that drops from an enemy. And before I played this game, I had already gained access to all the songs available. So I can navigate through this, so I can navigate to all these places easily. Be right back. Well, I didn't save, so I'm automatically going to get. I have to restart that battle. Alright, finally. I'm back. Here we go. You all remember this drastic water? That's because I reached the boss level easily. And now for the epic water entrance. Dun 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 da 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 da. Ladies and gentlemen, more for the amoeba. Oh yes, this drastic level. But it'll be easy as hell to beat this time. We got the Bagoron sword this time. Boom, easy as hell. If you got the Bagoron sword, this thing is too easy. Wait a second. I just realized. A lighter shade of green instead of that gaudy little army colored one. Spam through this cutscene. By the way, let me know in the live chat what you guys think of this hairdo. Sure, Ganondorf, you can join. Just a minute though. Let me get the link. Sure, Ganondorf, you can join. Just a minute though. Let me get the link. Ignore that actually. That's just my friend's phone listening to this. In case you were wondering, you already saw a fire arrow in the inventory. We actually don't need to shoot at that. But just for an optional exercise, we can. I guess we can wait until morning to do that. Any beta restoration lovers, take a look at this. Straight from the texture pack of Soluson's beta mod. Beta restoration lovers, take a look at this. Straight from the texture pack of Soluson's beta mod. Let's do. Oh, great. Even though I have like all the songs or anything, sometimes when the game resets itself, it likes to play the cutscenes over again. Oh, and this is a mod as well. Troll Space Hack! Crud. That's another thing as well. I changed the color of the gauntlets so that they would look brown for the gold gauntlets. I guess nothing else in here. I guess we can go through here. Alright, let's do this. Here's how you know what each of these items would do. A like is apparently the oldest thing ever. By pulling out the medallion to the right, look what happens. The like turns into a fairy. And now, this is what happens to the one on the left. You get a magical jar for whatever reason. Alright. Boom. Awesome. Yet. For those of you who think I'm crazy, take a look. I'm just going back here for shits and giggles. Oh, wait a second. Be right back. 3, 2, 1, begin. Quick and easy. Now keep in mind what I said before. This is not seeking any profit as of right now, so there's no need to panic. And on top of that, this is just to show like a couple of areas and a couple of changes. This is not a widespread live stream. As I said, it would probably only take about 30 minutes to an hour. Look closely at the twilight texture, though. It's reminiscent of the Twilight Princess, the gate of the Twilight or whatever. Hammered. I must be a hammer bro. Oh, and by the way, hope you guys are having a really good Christmas. Almost missed him. Hey, April Secrets! Oh, damn. Not good. Oh, shit. Four hearts. Damn. 5 hearts. Okay. Now begins the triangle. Thanks. Thanks, Arya. Hey, April. God damn. Not a very great thing. I have a feeling she's gonna change up the formula. Oh wow, she didn't. Oh yeah. Took away 6 hearts, but hey, I destroyed all of hers. See, grannies, this is what happens when you put on a giant mask on. Didn't Majora's Mask teach you anything? Good. Skip through this cutscene. Who likes the orange tainted ground? Another thing is that this graveyard is painted with the textures from Solson's texture pack as well. Originally, the graveyard would have had this kind of a color. Let's just speed on through this area. And now, the worst moment for Link. He doesn't lose his virginity to Zelda. Just kidding. She tries valiantly. For any of you guys, back in the day, nobody really knew if Sheik was a boy or a girl. So you want to guess why I thought she was a girl? I thought, one, look at her figure and look at her name. The first three letters are she, for Pete's sake. The only reasons why people say Sheik might have been a boy is because Sheik is given to the name. Sheik is the name of a Persian boy, so to speak. While the Sheikah is the girl. And theory debunked about the boy. If you've played Super Smash Bros. Brawl, you know that her attacks sound kind of like a masculine girl, basically. She's no transvestite. But she definitely made her voice be deeper so that she could disguise her own voice and figure from anybody knowing. And it definitely fooled a lot of people, such as Ruto and Gambit for many years. The other thing that gave me the clue was her face. That did not look like the face of a boy. And back in the day. It always struck to me that Sheik was a girl back then. And if you've played this game before and watched the ending, you definitely know that Sheik is a girl. Oh, and the Triforce transition effect, that's a Gameshark code too. Discovered a long time ago. But, hey, the Triforce transition effect, that's a Gameshark code too. Hey, Arya.
Hello.
What's up?
I don't think people hear us in the actual video.
Wouldn't surprise me too much.
People hear us in the actual
Actually, I was just watching the video earlier and I could hear my voice echoing.
Sorry about that.
It's all right. But yeah, check it out. Do you recognize the texture style of Bungo Bungo here?
Yeah, it looks like Zeph's work.
Yep.
It's a shame. He had the respect in the entire modding community until we all know what happened.
Pretty much.
I don't think the viewers know, though.
Not everybody knows exactly what happened or whatever, especially after a project like Zelda. Not everybody knows about that alone.
Yeah. And that's why nobody wants to touch Ura again. I'll be right back.
Sure thing.
Get you.
I am definitely not going to lose to this boss. Not getting the timing down right. Yep, I'm definitely not getting the timing down right. Ooh, yeah! Awesome! We finally beat him. Hey, Shadow Goku. For those of you who didn't bother to read the description, or if I failed to prompt this or whatever, this is non-profit. I am not seeking any profit for showing off this little showcase or whatever. That's why I haven't pinned up my voice account or whatever. You don't hear any sound? I'm on YouTube Gaming right now and I can hear myself talking. My phone's on the YouTube Gaming app and I can hear my own voice. You guys really can't hear me? who's baffled by this mystery back in the day? And for those of you who don't, for those of you watching this video, can anybody hear me?
I'm back.
Hey. Yeah, I just listened to myself talk a few seconds ago. I don't know why nobody's hearing anything. But then again, it's probably because they don't hear the game playing. I guess that's what they mean. But yeah, speaking of textures from earlier, I fused together some of SoulSynth's beta mod textures along with Zeph's. As you can see here, the carpet is red while the tiles are that of the Twilight Temple of Time. I just kind of fused the two together. As well as, like, that little tile you see there with the Triforce or whatever on the warp pad. I put that there because of the Ocarina pedestal had that kind of a look. So I decided to put that on every warp pad available, warp pad or whatever. And that's pretty much it. So, I'm sure you've probably heard of the action parameters of the unused arrows, right? Are you?
Me, yeah.
You're looking at them. Use items anywhere code configured so that every button, no matter what, could be activated at any time. See left, down, and right. And change the spell's functions to that of the 3 unused arrows. And this is what you get. See left. See down. And see right. Strangely enough, there are a few enemies that can be hit by all 3 arrows, but only a like drops a fairy. Another thing is the carpet here. That crud. I almost forgot I didn't come back here when I could have. So this cutscene will play.
I would just get a save off the internet. I usually just get a save off the internet if I'm just messing around.
I get you.
Like, I think, like, GameFAQs has them still.
I get you. Actually, here's another one. The 3 arrows, the 3 bows and arrows right here are in the game's code, but have different values. CloudMax put it up on his site that these are powered up arrows, but take a look. Japanese subtitles. My friend translated each and every one of them. Wind Medal, Flame Medal, and Ice Medal. And here's another one. You're going to think I'm going crazy right here. But take a look. It even breaks off and looks like pieces of a Deku stick or whatever. The only way that I was able to do this was by taking the display list data of the Deku stick, putting it over the blade portion of Adult Link's thing or whatever, and right at C6, CC0 in Adult Link's file, you just put a df command there and it'll allow for the thing to not appear but still be usable. If you only do like the df command, then it's basically just an invisible sword.
Why are your bombs grayed out?
Grayed? Oh, I wanted to do that because these are Majora's Mask high-res textures, and I wanted to make it so that Well, the textures aren't aligned completely, but I wanted to do something similar to a pre-release commercial where the bombs had a black color to them. But yeah, I can't find the texture to make red and blue become black. And then I have the hero bow texture for the fairy slingshot because, well, it's just a placeholder, but I want to have it so the only change to young Link besides his sword is the hero bow. I want the fairy slingshot to look like the hero bow from Majora's Mask. Another evidence of a beta/alpha restoration is this. Do you recognize the sword texture here?
It's a bit blurry, but I think I recognize it's the beta one.
Yep. I decided it would be fitting because the sword is just a vertex hack.
Looks like he has an actual sword instead of a butter knife.
Pretty much. It's a vertex hack that I found on the internet a long time ago. It's for the debug ROM, but I ported the data over to the decompressed version of OT. That's what this is.
Yeah.
And then just for sheer awesomeness, I decided to give it the beta handle, all the swords, including this. And that's pretty much it.
I see you put the beta item switcher for the swords.
Yeah, I decided all it is a bottle modifier, as well as like the beta inventory is just replacing all the items with different values. These were in them, as well as these two swords.
Yeah.
Originally, however, the code would consist of the Kokiri sword right here and a fishing rod.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's about it. The only thing that's really missing from this is the two things. I really would like to see who developed the upside down Triforce, because I can't seem to pull it off to make it so that it's permanently upside down for glowing up as well.
I think that would be just a vertex hack.
Probably. Oh, and young Link can use a Megaton hammer, while adult Link can use a boomerang. That's just awesome that he can use that.
There's a way to actually make it appear in the hand. I forget how it's done, though.
How to make it appear in the hand or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's nothing until you throw it. And that's pretty much it. Oh, does the menu color scheme seem familiar?
A little bit.
Majora's Mask. Solson's beta mod as well. The Triforce glowing in the middle, that's part of Solson's beta pack. Even the map, and even the save screen. That's pretty much it. Let's see. Oh, right. And it's castle. The one thing I'm going to love about this place is because this is OOT version 1.0, choose spiritual room skip to Ganon's tower. You remember the spirit temple room or whatever in the Ganon's tower or whatever?
Yeah.
In this game, there's a glitch, the speedrunning glitch that allows you to use the statue and make it so that you can jump through it, and then you can basically do a jump attack through it, and you'll see a black room until you get to the, and then you can just bomb chew your way to find out where Ganon's castle would be. Well, Ganon's tower. And this is how you know it's a decompressed run. For some reason, even though we went through the whole cutscene or whatever, it still doesn't load the bridge. Another one, actually. Take a look at the gauntlets here. Do you recognize the color of the gauntlets?
I don't really see them.
Right here. Take a look right here on his side.
Oh yeah, they're red.
Well, I call it bronze gauntlets. Ever heard of the secret colored gauntlets glitch?
Could you repeat that?
Secret colored gauntlets glitch?
Yeah.
You're looking at it.
Aren't the gauntlets colored just a hex value?
Its value is 7. Limited to spread thin. The value of 4, black gauntlets. Value of 5, green gauntlets. Value of 6, blue gauntlets. And value of 7, red gauntlets. And to make things even more fun, right here, the Japanese wallet. Haven't bothered to try to figure out, haven't bothered trying to translate it or whatever.
Probably just says wallet.
Or maybe something like mystery wallet. I just call it the mystery wallet. There's actually a way you can access it in the game.
It would have been a lot smarter to pull it from the other side.
True. But I'm just a guy that doesn't always care. Line yourself up right here, actually. Something I actually have to do. But yeah, one thing I want to make certain is the fact that I really want to be able to I want to make it so that young Link has the so that young Link has the whatever kind of bow it is, I forget. Oh yeah, the hero's bow, if you recall.
Yeah.
Over the slingshot. I have not been able to figure out how to do it.
Many have tried.
Apparently, the only way you can do it is by asking. The only way you can really do it is by asking Sanguinetti to do it himself, or SOD. Alright, here it is. Just adding a cheat code in for a standard jump attack setup. I'm pretty sure you know about show, right? So HO apostrophe.
No.
There's a forum he did a long time ago called Interesting Things or whatever. What the hell just happened? That was random. Huh. That's interesting. I guess I didn't do it completely right. Well then.
Pinball.
That's new. I guess I didn't put the code right. Oh, that's why. I input the code wrong. Unless, of course, wrong addresses.
I can't see the chat.
You can't see the chat?
Yeah.
Give me a minute. So far, no one's commenting, but yeah. Here it is. Here's the link. I put it right there in the chat. If you're in the, yeah.
There we go.
Huh?
I said there we go.
Gotcha. think I figured out how to set it up. Alright. Hopefully this will do. Let's see. Still that crazy, bizarre setup. Huh. The same glitch still happens.
By the way, happy holidays to everyone.
What?
Happy holidays to everyone watching, if there's even anyone watching.
There we go, finally. Alright, perfect. Perfect. Finally got out. Kitties. This is something speedrunners like to do sometimes. It's a glitch that you can pull off that allows you to skip the entire spirit room or whatever. Don't tell me. Correctly. The little bridge would be in between the spirit room and the window room. There we go. And here we are, Ganon's castle. Just for sake of hilarity, I'm gonna do the bubble challenge.
You could originally use the butterfly net in Link to the Past.
Here's the butterfly net.
Yeah.
Wait a second. I forgot to take this code off or whatever.
Wonder if Spooky is watching.
Spooky VLP or whatever.
God.
Alright. I already have that code. There we go. Alright, back to normal. Thankfully, I have the code available. And if it isn't apparent to you, I changed how much each wallet contains.
How much each what contains?
How much each wallet upgrade will contain or whatever. Ooh, he let his guard down at the last second. I got lucky right there. Here's another thing apparent. Straight from Majora's Mask. Don't recognize it?
Yeah, it's the golden test. Why isn't it filtered?
I have it on a sharp filtering. I have the textures on a sharp filtering so that they wouldn't require too much, or they wouldn't just crash in the middle.
Well, I built myself a gaming PC, so I never have to worry about that.
That's cool. Bingo. Come on, take the bait. Oh.
Do you have a laptop or a desktop?
Laptop.
If you would have a desktop, I would recommend GTX 970.
GTX what?
970.
Cool.
It's only like $300.
$300 if I could get that amount. Oh,
there are laptops with like GTX inside.
Get you. By the way, how do you like the shield and the sword mod someone made?
The sword looks retarded, but I like the shield.
Sword mod apparently was made a long time ago. I kind of like it, especially not the edge, so to speak, but look at the hilt.
Maybe if you can. I'm not sure if there's like an equivalent. I forget the name of the old modding tool. The one that Cool is Cool made.
The one that what?
Cool is Cool made.
Oh, Cool is Cool. I remember him. I wonder how actually.
Utility of time. That's the one I'm thinking of. You could easily like bend that back.
Oh, utility of time. Like I use that to view maps and scenes. Actually, I tried seeing how you can use it for like mods or whatever. That's as far as I've been able to get to, is being able to view scenes and maps.
It was a terrible tool, but it got the job done.
Yeah. A lot of people, there are some people who are so used to it that they can use it do it in their sleep. Me, I've tried both versions, and I dare say each one of them I never knew how to utilize them well.
It always blue screen for me. It always blue screen for me.
That's yeah. By the way, how do you like the shield?
I said it's awesome, man.
My friend Skylar Babcock, he made the texture for it. I imported it to through the Texture Explorer that CloudMax made. So yeah, I also have it in my texture pack, so any errors that it would have had otherwise are fixed. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This was actually made for my OC, Victor Hale, which you can see on my Skype or whatever.
Yeah, back in the day, we had, like, much like you do now, we had to, like, do everything through Hex. But nowadays, like, new guys, it takes literally no effort to, like, do a texture mod.
Yeah, back in the day, I could imagine, and especially when I tried taking a look at the data through HTML, I was able to figure out how to do it, how to configure the database for Ocarina of Time, like the debug ROM, and change it so that would fit the OOTD compressed, and then paste it all in a format that allowed me to import the textures.
I remember back when race video first came out, everybody and their mother were doing texture hacks. And,
Yeah,
like, people who were at the Spinouts forums hated it.
Rice Video plugin. I've tried it myself. Mudlord's Rice plugin, I think it was.
Yeah.
I fucking hated it. There were so many texture errors whenever I would exit the pause screen. So, like I am right now, I stuck to, well, you could probably guess what this one is.
Gliden or Glide
Glide
64.
64.
I use Gliden
Hmm.
because it has better shaders.
I get you. I use Glide 64 because it allows for like not just the high res textures, but allows to load like some of the ones in a high res format.
Yeah. I remember there was this one video plugin that allowed you to rip models.
To write models?
To rip them.
Oh. Oh. You know, I think I've heard of that actually. Like Melon's told me about it.
Can never get it to work though. And I forget what it is now, so now that I have a better computer, I can't actually try it. But then I have a Blender plugin that lets me rip the models and the skeletons.
That's cool. Ladies and gentlemen, the world's greatest bottle tennis match. I am so in love with this concept.
I hope no one steals my Christmas tree that's on my porch. There needs to be a new holiday just to fuck with everybody's minds.
Huh? Oh. You might have actually, I just realized, you might have noticed something. Link doesn't attack right away for some reason.
Yeah, there's a slight delay.
That's because Erikita told my friend and I about a hack that she made that allows for that allows you to make it so that he sheaths out this sword but doesn't attack right away. I call it the juggling hack because the title of the video was
Oh my
originally
god,
called,
there's blood. I'm gonna faint. Oh my god.
well, this is version 1.0.
I know, I'm being stupid.
I know, it's hilarious. I loved it when people just cried over that. Who got pissed off at that? Just one question. Who got pissed off at that change?
Who even gives a shit that's green now? It's like some out of
Like they're putting emphasis that Ganon is a Martian when he's a stinking incarnation of a human, for Pete's sake.
It's not that, it's just that it's such an insignificant detail that, like, why do people care?
Exactly. The only thing I could really say is hemophobia. Hemophobia. That's the
Oh, my
only.
friend has that. He faints. You went. Oh, never mind. But he faints every time he even sees the red color.
That sucks.
I think he's a little bit over it now, and it's not as bad, but it was bad when we were growing up.
So yeah. In case you're wondering, this is the decompressed ROM, and the Affinity Blade is what I'll call it. Fierce Deity Link's Blade was ported over from the debug ROM. There is no official patch for it. Let's begin. Here's another one. Pale Stalfos. Like the pale color.
We've already seen Biohazard 1.5. We've seen Earthbound Zero come out. We've seen a whole bunch of prototype games come out. Why can't we get an early version of Ocarina of Time yet?
Seriously. And how about this? Why can't we get an expansion pack for it?
Because they're not going to waste their time when they could be making HD versions of stuff.
Yeah, they haven't even tried to release Star Fox 2. All they did is take elements from it for their Zero game.
Hold up.
Go ahead.
All right.
Yeah. Why not Star Fox 2 as well? They have Star Fox Zero, which incorporates elements from it, and not like a Star Fox 2.
Maybe they weren't happy with Star Fox Zero. And we have the final version in the game, so people can get
Star
it for
Fox
free.
2 was the unfinished version. Star Fox
No,
Zero.
there's a complete version of it on the internet.
Yes and no. The final beta version hasn't been released yet.
It's totally bug free, and you can beat the game from start to finish, so I consider it done.
True.
There's even a translation patch.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that. But the biggest news had to be that I watched an interview one time, and this guy was talking about the all the patches and reproduction carts of that game, and apparently someone has the final beta version of it, which is supposed to have like everything that was intended to be in that game. You there? Oh, never mind.
Sorry about that. I was going to show my dad something.
Gotcha.
Oops. Over here. He's busy. Do you hear the radio?
Yeah.
I'll try to mute my mic whenever I can then.
Gotcha. Hmm. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Dark Beast Ganon. You know what this would be awesome for?
What?
a Super Smash Brothers hack that made this of one of the bosses. Wouldn't that be beast? They had this version. If they had this boss available,
I think that Smash is almost done with the. You know what I mean? They're gonna start like doing the mods for the new game instead of Brawl. Eventually,
well, yeah, true.
there's already been an exploit found for the Wii U.
Oh, you mean that they finally got it or whatever?
There's been like
There's a way
also like of found like 3 different layers of encryption that they just recently found a way past. But the code for the exploit has to be written for each version of it.
Gotcha.
The war against piracy is not doing good. They did take down Pirate Bay though.
That is good. That kind of. I'm glad I never got into that Pirate Bay shit.
There's backups. It'll be back up eventually. I always say that there's only 3 things certain: death, taxes, and Pirate Bay. Technically, a couple months ago, what we're doing was illegal, but now it's fine.
Yeah.
As long, it's still a gray area though. Modding.
Yeah.
You're making a backup when they clearly do not want you to make backups of their games.
Yeah, they really hate that. Even though they're the ones that made that law, they really hate it. The whole backup thing of it, on the fact that you're allowed to back up your games or whatever.
Yeah. Backups usually lead to piracy, that's why. So they just say, fuck it, we don't want anybody doing it. Me, I have couple cartridge versions. I have freaking 3 GameCube versions. I have the Wii version. I'm probably gonna purchase the Wii U version soon.
The Wii version of what?
The Wii U version on Virtual Console.
Oh, cool.
And I bought this game so many times, and I'll continue to buy it that I guess it's my justification for having backups. Probably not justifiable in the law, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And plus, the GameCube games I backed up all the ones that the discs are starting to rot.
Gotcha. I was lucky around the time when like all of this began. I was a big fan of using like action replay codes in games that I backed up, like Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and a few other games. It wasn't until later that I discovered that I think you can make backups of the N64 games, and I had like a friend of mine help me out with it. And basically, what it was is that you were able to do the way you were able to be the way you were able to make you were able to back up, like, say, the ROM file of the N64 cartridge is through like capturing, like, capture cards and all that shit or whatever. Apparently, by allowing access to the game, you also have access to the image of it itself. So I was able to make it for Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask.
Yeah. We almost got the other debug ROM for the regular quest side.
Oh, the Master Quest debug ROM or whatever?
Well, we have the Master Quest debug ROM. I'm talking about
Oh.
the other regular quest debug ROM.
Oh, the debug ROM for the official Ocarina of Time.
Well, apparently the ROM was made the same day as the debug ROM we got. It just has the regular quest and the regular sub screen. But everybody thought it was a sham because if you knew what you're doing, you could make your own debug ROM for Ocarina of Time. So everybody,
true. And the best way to do it is by destroying all the stuff. Is by every single decompressed version of each of the games I found out allowed for two things. One, there for the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3 versions. The debug ROM is based on the European build of Ocarina of Time, apparently. So they have that going for them. And what better, the commercials for the Zelda 64 stuff were all contained in the European world. They were in French and German commercials, so it kind of does make sense that maybe some of the stuff available for it would be in European builds. Japanese probably worked on a little bit more, but it seems to have the same database as the USA one, only the byte size is different a little bit.
well, then again, all the release builds were made right next to each other.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and the compile dates in the actual debug menu are just the dates that they got shipped for localization, I think. I don't quote me on that though.
Yeah, it was rumored back in the day, like, from what I heard back when I was a little kid when I heard about, like, that debug ROM or whatever, but everybody kept referencing it as a European build. I didn't really know debugger until, like, just a couple of years ago. Everyone back then referenced it as the European build of Ocarina of Time when they were talking about, like, all like, what the hell is this screen? And someone screenshot, like, the map select screen or whatever at the time. And then there was also, like, the inventory editor, and then I kind of figured that oh, wait a second, the inventory editor can be accessed, well, kaleidoscope, OVL kaleidoscope or whatever I think it's called, for the debug ROM, which is kind of available for the European build of Ocarina of Time. And on top of that, some of the runes are just, they took out the data for the DD or whatever, because there's, like, Zelda 64 DD stuff in the game code.
Yeah.
They took out almost every bit of it and replaced it with rooms and all that to be able to get all the features and all that in there, even making their own file, apparently. And then on top of that, they would have to modify the Z-Select file and modify it so that you can automatically select all the features available to get it done. that's the apparent rumor of how you're able to do it, but a lot more practice to be able to know the entirety of the carts.
Yeah.
Which is thankfully why in the debug ROMs it doesn't crash when you press the L button outside of the subscreen, because they enable it so that it can only be accessed in the subscreen, and why you can only use Gameshark codes to enable it for the other carts. What still bugs me, however, is the English translated the English translated inventory editor. How did they get that, I wonder? Because if you go to the inventory itself, there's a part of the in the debug ROM as well as other ROMs or whatever, you can access a portion that allows you to change what's in the inventory when accessing the map select screen. With like, for example, if I put on the map select screen code before the title screen opened up, it would automatically load the map screen upon pressing start. And when you get there, and when you do it that way, it accesses the data for the changes you made in there. So yeah. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
But I don't get is how they were able to translate it to English for like the debug ROM. I wonder how they did that.
They have localization teams, which are just people that all they do is eat, sleep, shit, and translate.
Gotcha.
That's basically what Nintendo of America job is. They just translate the games. They have little involvement with the actual development.
Yeah, it's the Japanese that pretty much does it.
They also make changes so it doesn't cause a social uproar.
That is true. Well, I'd say this pretty much, and I've already showcased enough of this little thing, so I'm going to end the broadcast now.
All
This
right.
is Victor Hale signing off.
All right.